that brings us to something even bigger, I think. So for local revenue measures, I think there's a lot of different possibilities we could think about in San Jose. But I also wanted to start talking about something for the ballot in 2020, which is Prop 13 reform. One of the reasons I wanted to start talking about it is because this is so huge that I think we need to start talking to our members about it now, and we especially need to start talking to local elected officials to get them on board with it now. As of this moment, there's 33 labor endorsements for Prop 13 reform already. There's 44 elected officials at all levels that are supporting it, 130 nonprofits and community organizations that are all part of this coalition called Schools and Communities First. For local governments, the Oakland City Council has come out in support of it, Berkeley City Council, the mayor of Oakland came out in support of it. Notably absent is San Jose. We don't have anyone from San Jose currently supporting it. But what is it? So what is Prop 13 reform for folks who don't know? Prop 13 was an initiative that was passed at the state level in 1978 by 2/3 of California voters. What it did is it capped property taxes. So property taxes are the main source of revenue for local governments across the board. The two biggest sources are always property taxes and business taxes, but property taxes are far and above the biggest source of revenue for the city. What Prop 13 did is it capped property taxes at 1% of assessed value of a property when it's sold and limited the increases to a maximum of 2% per year. What that means is, let's say you bought a house in 2009 during the market downturn. Right now, you're still paying taxes on the assessed value of that property in 2009, not at the fair market value as housing prices and property prices generally have skyrocketed. When this passed in 1978, it effectively decreased tax rates by 57%. And it also took local funding control away from cities and transferred that over to the state. So what are the proposed reforms? Because I think this will be, I think people tend to have a really a visceral reaction to this, especially if you're a homeowner. But what these reforms would do is actually only close the loophole for commercial and industrial properties. It wouldn't touch property taxes for homeowners. It also includes a protection for small businesses, allowing small businesses to still maintain this assessed value as the basis for their tax. All it does is say that commercial and industrial properties need to be assessed at fair market value. So Twitter can't have their property taxes capped to whatever their building cost when they bought it. Facebook can't have their property taxes capped. Google can't have their property taxes capped. They'll have to be reassessed to the fair market value of their properties so that they pay their fair share, while homeowners can still keep the protections that they have. This is from a study that was done by USC about what we're projecting the revenue potential could be, and it's broken down by county. I'm sure you can't see this, but the revenue potential for Santa Clara County alone is over $1 billion. So you think about what this could mean as far as improving our streets, improving our schools, resolving the homelessness crisis that's going on across the Bay Area. This is one of the biggest things that we can do to address inequality across the entire Bay. But of course, since it's going to tax big business more, we can expect they're probably going to fight it really hard. Initial polling for Prop 13 reform, for this idea of having a split roll where commercial and industrial properties are taxed at fair market value. As of right now, 46% of voters approve of this idea, which is great. That shows that a majority of people want to better fund public services. But that anti-campaign from big business hasn't even started yet. So I don't feel comfortable with 46% support and 43% opposition. I think that we really need to be prepared to go out and knock on doors and talk to people about why this is so important and what this reform actually will look like. And there's nobody better to do that than frontline public servants that provide these public services that people want so badly. Okay, so that brings us to step 5, which is negotiations. The whole reason that we've been doing this this pension education piece, these 3 installments about the pension, and coming up with this plan is because we go back to negotiations. We go back to the table in 2021. We agreed to a non-pensionable wage adjustment last time. We can expect they're probably going to try to do it again. We need to be ready and we need to be strong enough to say that this time we want a solid pensionable wage adjustment. We're not going to do it again. So what do we think it'll take to win? We need to talk to all of our union members. We need to build leadership for the pension board, get people elected to city council. We need to build our political capacity, get more volunteers that are willing to go out canvassing and door knocking for city council races and revenue measures. We need to educate the elected officials that we have on our platform and why the pension is important. And we need volunteers at the department level to go to labor management committee meetings to push departments to fill vacancies. So this is normally the time that I would open up discussion. Obviously, I know we can't really have a discussion online, but if you have input, if you have questions, I encourage you to reach out to your elected leadership in the workplace, reach out to your union rep, and give your input.